What's up, guys? So today we are going to be spilling some tea, exposing whatever you want to say, but I'm going to be talking about my issues with Gymshark. Not just specifically my issues with like the brand in general, because I think there are a lot of there's been a lot of controversy about the prices and everything recently. I've been a customer of Gymshark for over a year now, and I have some items that I've had for about a year. I've had items that I've had for less than a year, and I just have some issues with them. Gymshark is probably one of the most popular activewear brands at the moment. They're very hyped up. They're all over Instagram. They have millions of followers, and I would definitely say that people often compare them to Lululemon in terms of like two big brands of activewear. And I just really don't think that they compare in the quality to Lululemon. I've had pairs of Lululemon leggings that I've had for 6 or more years, and the worst thing that have happened to the leggings is that I've gotten some pilling. And that is just, that's expected, but I've never gotten any rips or tears. They haven't become sheer or anything. They haven't stretched out. And I really can't say the same about Gymshark. Today I'm going to be going through a few of my pieces of Gymshark activewear that I've had for, I'll tell you how long I've had each one, and just the issues with it and how it has not held up with quality. Another thing to say is that Gymshark continues to raise their prices. They're really pumping out the launches very quickly, and I just think that sometimes they might be ignoring quality in a way. I feel like no one really talks about this, and I feel like I really needed to show you guys. I do still purchase from Gymshark. I really think that their stuff is very cute, but it's never something that I see as like my most high quality items. So my very first item I ever got from Gymshark was a pair of their flex leggings. And I have to say, I don't love their flex leggings. I don't think they're very flattering at all. I mean, the waistband is just so short, and I personally love a high waist. I'm very confident with my body, but I don't like wearing things with low waist because I just don't think it's very cute. And what has happened to these is within my very first few times of wearing them, the waistband, it just really seems like it's stretching out. Can you see? It looks so the actual elastic part is now here, and this is just the fabric. It really, you can't quite see, but it is just really sheared out around the seam, and it just makes me uncomfortable that maybe that might be going away. And I also want to say that I take very good care of my activewear. I am very careful with all of my clothes. I barely dry any of my clothes. I wash all of my activewear in garment bags, or they're not called garment bags, but little delicates bags in my laundry. I turn them inside out so that I don't damage the outside of the clothes. And I have never dried any of this stuff ever. So you cannot say that I am just not taking care of my activewear, because also all of my other activewear holds up fine. But yeah, here's the outside of the waistband. It's definitely just stretching out a bit. You can see on the top, it's kind of fraying a little bit. There's a piece of the elastic that is coming out there, and I just don't think that this should happen. I don't even wear these that much because I don't love them. Also, the crotch area on these leggings is really tight. It really doesn't stretch very well. You can kind of tell that this part isn't really, the string isn't very stretchy, so whenever you're trying to stretch at the gym, it really feels like it's pulling, and I'm always, I just am waiting for the day that mine go in the crotch. Actually, my friend was just telling me the other day that her very first pair of flex leggings she had to get rid of because she got a hole in the crotch. You should not, if you're making activewear, it needs to be able to hold up for stretching. You should not be getting holes in the crotch. And also on the seam, you can see it's very fuzzy. It's become very fuzzy and from rubbing together a lot. I mean, my thighs rub together. I mean, as a brand that caters towards athletic people who like building their muscles, you should expect some thigh rubbing, because people like to build their legs. My next item, I don't know if this was, okay, so those flex leggings are over a year old now, which I don't think is too long to expect a pair of leggings to last, especially for a $40 pair of leggings. And the next item I got is this flex crop top. And I did get a small in this, which maybe I should have gotten a medium in this, but after one of the very first times I wore it, it got a big hole in the armpit. Do you see? Look, there's my finger. Big hole in the armpit. And I just I don't think their sewing jobs are very strong if you're getting holes Like, that's just not cute. And like, I should probably fix this at some point. To be honest, I still wear it when I'm not doing upper body days, or I'm not like lifting my armpits up a lot, but I just don't think that's very acceptable for, like, I'm serious. Like, one of the first times I wore this, maybe even the first time I wore this, this hole happened, and I just don't think that's acceptable. Like, you get the seaming on the other side seems a lot better than on the one side. Maybe it's just a defect, but you're probably not gonna be able to see this, but the little strings, yeah, all of this area right here just looks like it's kind of falling apart. And I've had this now for probably just about 1 year. And it's just not okay. Like, I don't want to be walking around the gym with a big hole in my armpit. Like, at least it's my armpit, not my crotch. And then I've had these leggings now. These are the Energy Seamless. I've had these for probably a little less than a year now. And from about the first time I wore them, I started getting runs in the holes. And I understand that this is a delicate fabric, but I also am very careful about putting my leggings on and washing them, as we said. But I have several little runs, as you can see. See, these are all little runs. Like, you know when you're wearing tights and you get them caught on something and they run? That's what happens to these. They just totally get little runs everywhere. And I just think that they could have done a little better on this, I don't know, on this eyelet detailing. A lot of mine have little runs, actually. And I just worry about that. I also worry about these coming undone in the crotch, because again, the crotch seams are very stiff. Like here, like pulling the leggings, I'm getting a decent amount of stretch, but when you pull the seams, you get like nothing at all. And I just don't think it's too much to ask to have like a, you know, good quality, like stretchy stitch. No, I have them on both. I have runs everywhere. Also, if you ever wear, which I do see, I used to love wearing Energy Seamless on my leg days because I liked the compression they offered and I just felt like they were great for leg days. But now I can't wear them on leg days because if you have a band around, if you like do band work, do you see how it gets all fuzzy here? Like they get like all these little fuzzes. These are just like such delicate little like eyelets that whenever you're wearing a band around them and the band stretches on them, it just like ruins it. Like I know that is an issue with the band. I don't know. Other than that, the Energy Seamless have held up very well. I haven't had any like actual holes in them, but I used to like be a diehard Energy Seamless girl. Like they used to be my favorite pair of the Gymshark leggings, but lately just because I can't now that I've realized I can't do any band work in them, I don't tend to use them very much anymore. And now for my last pair of leggings I have a problem with. These are the Ombre Seamless. So first of all, the booty contour comes down to like my mid-thigh, and like that's just not very cute. So I don't like that. But my major problem with these is that when I first wore them, they were like really nice around the waist. I felt like they really like hugged my waist in and offered some compression. And after like 1 or 2 times of wearing them, the waistband stretched out so much. Like you can even see it's kind of like, it kind of, I don't know, just like bubbles a little bit. It's just so stretched out, and like I don't have a very large stomach, so I don't really know why it's stretched out so much, but like I have to pull these up all the time now. They're all stretched out. I'll insert clips of like how stretched out they are. When I first bought them, I promise they were right against my stomach. Like these are a size small, I'm a size small and everything else, and those all fit. It's just these stretch out. And I know that like some of the Gymshark athletes will say like, oh, they bounce back after a wash, but these have been washed and not dried, because drying is bad for activewear. And I've washed these, and every time now, like maybe after the first time they would bounce back after a wash, but they no longer bounce back after a wash. And it makes me sad because I love the color of these leggings. I have a matching sports bra and everything. I always get a lot of compliments on them, but the waistband is just like, those are all the items of Gymshark that I've had problems with. I don't think I've purchased anything in a while from them that I've worn consistently that I've had issues with. No, I have like their Flawless Knit collection. I haven't had any issues with that so far, except I also can't do any band work with my legs in those because they have the eyelet detailing as well, so it's very delicate. I think Gymshark does, for the most part, a good job on their squat proofness, which is good. Camel toe, there is like almost always single camel, at least with Gymshark. But yeah, I just wanted to share this with you guys because I do talk a lot about Gymshark on this channel, but I just want you to know that they're not like I don't love everything about them, and they definitely have some quality issues. I mean, holes stretching out, like seams ripping. I just think that can definitely be improved. I do think Gymshark has improved on their quality from some recent collections I've seen. I really like their camo seamless. I think that their high-waisted flex is good, but I think they really need to work on making their seams more flexible, because I can't, like I'm a dancer, I need to be able to do the splits, do stretching, and I can't do them in their leggings because it's so tight. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you've had issues with Gymshark quality in the comments down below, because I feel like I can't be the only one. I mean, my friend had her crotch rip, like that's so embarrassing. What if you're at the gym and your crotch gets a hole in it? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed me spilling some tea, you know, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not so already. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.